All right, thank you very much, Blaine and Desiree. We're still coming to you live from the World Telecom event, the ITU World Telecom, taking place right here at the iNkosi Luthuli Convention Center in Durban. It's pretty much everybody, all the tech players in the telecom space who are participating in the conversations and the exhibitions that are taking place here in Durban, from government to business to SMMEs. And joining me right now is Mwepi Situna, who is one of the SMME exhibitors that are participating here at the event. Hello, and thank you very much for joining us, sir.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, so what is it that you do as an SMME player?
So as an SMME township entrepreneur, I'm a tech entrepreneur. So what we're doing is we've built a mobile software platform that connects government and citizens. So today we are certainly stoked to be live at the ITU, first happening in Africa. So we're exhibiting under the brand South African umbrella pavilion, representing South African tech.
Let's Talk is your application.
Yeah.
What does Let's Talk do? Similarly,
Let's Talk connects you to your government and make you understand what services are being offered from the government side of things. You're able to rate services. You're able to apply for services remotely from the comfort of your home. You're able to communicate with your mayor, your ward councillors. You're able to raise issues and raise topics. Yeah.
So as you are here, you are part of a big umbrella of SMMEs.
Certainly.
So is it Brand South Africa that brought you here? How are you here?
So we actually, there was a competition out on Ericsson and the DTPS with Standard Bank, fourth in the Industrial Revolution competition, which we entered then. We were selected as part of the top 20 representing South Africa. So I'm very pleased and stoked to be here. So as part of the participation, we then here as part of that selection of the top 20. So Ericsson then, as part of that umbrella, we are here under the umbrella of Ericsson and Proudly SA.
All right. So you say your app connects citizens to government and municipalities.
Yeah.
So governments and municipalities are now going to get a chance to see this app at your stand here.
Yeah.
Have you had a conversation with them before? Is this the first conversation that's going to be taking place?
No, certainly we've had similar conversations with the Premier of Gauteng, the different mayors in Gauteng, Herman Mashaba, the mayors from the Ekurhuleni as well. So today, I'm pleased that we're going to be showcasing to the President. So it's a very awesome moment for us.
The President will be doing his walkabouts a bit later on. You seem excited about that.
Certainly, man.
So what are you going to be showing the President when it comes to your stand?
I'm going to make him download the app. Put in his data, sign up and able to connect to everyone in the country. Yeah, certainly, man. So, and we're going to be getting some sound bites out of him as well, to initiate the solution for us, rolling out nationally. And then we're going global as well with our partnership with the UN and IBM is growing extensively big.
What will the partnership with the United Nations be?
Yeah, so the partnership with the United Nations is a 3-year partnership where now we're rolling out the product into different municipalities and different provinces. We're going to start in October with the Northwest Province, which has like over 18 municipalities. So I'm very stoked. The capacity is going to grow. The team needs to grow. Yeah.
When you created this particular app, that's where is one of the winning apps to exhibit here. That is now partnering with the United Nations. What went through your mind? What resulted in you creating Let's Talk?
Jeez, man. What went through my mind was firstly finding myself, and I realized that it's a big priority for me to play part in how citizens can participate in government. Being in my 10 years experience in the IT industry, I realized that there's a huge gap. So, I'm lost full of words. Lost full of words, buddy.
Yeah. So you're saying it must take you to an event though, where you realize that municipalities struggle to communicate with citizens and vice versa.
Certainly.
What was that particular event?
Look, that event was through my research. I was shadowing the mayor down in the Free State, which is a remote municipality, one of the poorest municipalities in South Africa. And that opportunity of shadowing the mayor opened up channels where I got to see how the communication happens, how the dialogue between citizens and government. And I realized that the gap is purely communication and government reaching out entirely to everyone, and understanding what people want. Because the most biggest thing is that people want different things, right? I'm a youth in 2018. I don't want an RDP house. I want data. I want free data. So it's those kind of things that we're talking about, with Let's Talk. So it's bringing up those topics to understand what is priority to people versus what government is pushing down their throats.
And the importance of you exhibiting at such events,
Sure.
How important is that for you?
It's very important that we're here, and we're very pleased. I mean, because we're now exposing Let's Talk to global markets. Like we're having heads of states from different countries in this place, man. So over 9,000 delegates. So I believe that this platform for us is gonna open up more doors for investment, more doors for adoption, more doors for us to roll out nationally and go global. And be the next Let's Talk founders. Of innovation. And disrupting the market in government, because we believe that disruption is the key to service delivery.
and how difficult has it been for you as a tech entrepreneur to get it to market and to eventually get the attention that you are now starting to get?
Look, it's very difficult. It took 28 months for us to be at this point where we are right now. That's over 3 years of my life that I spent on the startup. The challenges that we meet are certainly different, from financial to capacity to skills. The biggest thing for me is being the skills, identifying the team, identifying the skills to work with, and I believe that our biggest challenge that we have right now is access to market, and rolling out globally. So being here is that access to market, the footprint has started.
You say when the president comes to your stand, you'll try to get him to download the app. But what would you tell him about, I suppose, the challenges or maybe the triumphs that you guys have in the tech entrepreneurship space?
No, certainly. I'm gonna take my 5 minutes pitch into like a 5-second pitch, so certainly we're gonna make him download the app. That's the outcome that we're looking at, and get him to endorse us, to endorse Let's Talk live as a global footprint in terms of like participation or citizen service delivery. We're looking to get him to give us his voice. I mean, and to also tumor us, send us to the communities, because I believe that Let's Talk is the priority of Tumamina.
All right. So there are many municipalities in South Africa.
Certainly, yeah.
And is your app available in all these municipalities?
So currently we're launching with Gauteng municipalities. But it's going to be available for everyone to download across the globe, across South Africa, across the nation. But you'll see that most of the services will be switched off because some obviously the municipalities are not onboarded yet to provide the services. So at this point in time, you're able to communicate with anybody within your facility, within your area. You're able to communicate with the mayor's office. You're able to communicate with the ward councillor. Because we found out that many people don't even know their ward councillors. And services that are benefit for them in the community. Like I mentioned, as a youth myself, I've noticed that when it comes to skills development and skills identification from the municipality, it's quite a hasty process. And these municipalities are full of very ancient characters, that are making decisions. So I believe that the municipality will be able to identify key players within the municipality to work with them and go forward and grow the municipality's services. Because disruption of technology is the way forward. And Let's Talk is taking
You might find that there are many other tech entrepreneurs who want to be at such events and they don't know how to get to these spaces. What advice would you give to them?
The advice I'd give to them is, firstly, you need to show up. The myth that I live by is that you need to wake up, dress up, and show up. And showing up is purely you networking with the right relevant people in the space, making things happen. So in this space, you need to be very aware. I mean, we're living in a digital world, man. Like, information is everywhere. I believe that information is the key. So you need to be out there. You need to know who you are. You need to know your players. You need to know your customers. You need to know your partners. The ecosystem is important so that you're aligned with the ecosystem, because I'm here because of the ecosystem.
Earlier you were speaking about finding the relevant skills to work with you on your journey. How easy or how difficult is it to find those relevant skills, especially people who can code, who share the same vision as you, especially in the South African or African context?
It's very difficult, it's a variety of, because we're finding all over. I mean, like now with the whole Girl Code initiative, women coding, women getting empowered in technology, my team is just, I mean, we've got like 3 females in our team, you know, which are hectic coders, and 1 guy. So it's been very difficult from us, you know, selecting these individuals, because I'm building a culture of startup in our business, a culture where you're self-driven, self-motivated, self-determined, you know, and self-managed, you know, because we ain't got time to manage people, man. You know, we've got to manage clients, because in a startup world, the reality is that you gotta motivate yourself to move things forward. You know, the team that I've built is particularly from that ecosystem. You know, the culture that I'm trying to bring forth is, you know, let's all drive the self-motivation, self-engagement as well, you know, and grow the business.
And that manner of communication, because people might be used to picking up a phone, calling a call center, having a voice to talk to them on the other side, you creating an app. So do you think people take up these new technologies, these methods that you are creating? How do we communicate? Is it voice communication? Is it texting? How do we communicate?
All of us, all the above. So you're able to voice, you're able to record in terms of like text, you know, you're able to send images, you're able to send video. I mean, like right now, like we're talking about content, you know, video is the live streaming content, you know, so you're able to take a video of your scenario, of your situation, where particularly, for an example, if you're facing challenges within your community, there's the fire happening in the informal settlements that we see it every time happening, you know, you're able to record that and send to the emergency services on the spot without you picking up a call and actually calling them, you know, and they're able to locate your query and your incident at the right time, which is all in real time, and get there in time to sort out the situation, you know, obviously call out the fire.
While your app helps citizens communicate with municipalities and those in power, how easy of a process has it been for you now, as someone who is an SMME owner?
It hasn't been easy. It hasn't been easy. Definitely, it's been the most difficult journey that we've been through. We've been kicking some doors down, knocking some doors down, you know, from mayors to MECs, officers, to HODs, directors. I tell you, my database of contacts is huge now because of that rollout, you know, kicking down doors.
Right. Mwepisetuna, a creator of the app, let's talk. Thank you very much for joining us.
Appreciate it, bro.
All right. ITU World Telecom is continuing here in Durban. We will be giving you updates throughout the day and talking to some more speakers and some more participants as the day progresses. It's back to you, Desiree and Blaine, in studio.